Welcome back to Booze and Rocks. My name is David Edwards. Are you suffering from a hangover or struggling from the Monday afternoon blues or even Monday morning blues? Well, you know what? I have the perfect hangover cure for you. The Suffering Bastard, made for people suffering just like you and me. Let's get into it. It's great to have every one of you back here today. We're making a Suffering Bastard. Some people confuse this with a tiki drink, but that's because Trader Vic's started selling it in the 50s and 60s with a fancy little squat tiki mug with somebody with a little sore head that looked like they were suffering. However, it's not a tiki drink. It was created in 1942 by Joe Scallion while he worked at the Shepherd's Hotel in Cairo, Egypt. And he made this as a hangover cure for suffering soldiers who used to complain about the quality of the liquor. But I guess during World War II, what are you going to do on your free time? Drink whatever's available and then complain about it, because as everybody knows, a soldier's not happy unless they're complaining about something. So the first thing we need for this is your shaking glass. And there are a couple of different variations of this. There are some with bourbon, some with brandy, and the bourbon would have become popular and have been substituted in when brandy was hard to get. So I'm using gin, so grab your favorite gin. This is a Spirit of York. It's a local gin to me with a, what do you call it? A cork that just won't work properly. Actually, it works great. It actually works too well almost. For this, we need 1 ounce or 30 milliliters. Your next alcohol of choice that goes into this is brandy. Now you can use cognac, which of course is brandy, but it comes from the Cognac region of France. I'm using St. Remy's brandy here. You're going to use 1 ounce or 30 milliliters as well. The next thing you're going to use is a little bit of lime juice, and I can't catch my limes. We need about ½ ounce of that. So take your lime, destroy it any way you want, but just, make it work. All that matters to you. I prefer real lime juice because I get cleaner, better flavors for it. And there's less possible chance that it's been modified in some way for shelf stability. Next thing you need is some Angostura bitters. And you want 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. You could probably go to a different bitter if you want, just to adjust the flavor to your preferences. And that looked like a little bit more than 2 dashes. It's okay. Now let's grab some ice. We're going to shake this for a good 10 to 15 seconds. And of course you want to make sure it's seated right so it doesn't fall apart like that nearly did. Hit it with the strength of 1,000 suns. Dry your hands off because you're going to make a mess eventually, or at least I seem to make a mess all the time every time I pop one of these open. Grab your rocks glass. Now there's a fundamental difference in the recipe with a couple of the places I've seen. Liquor.com says you should use ginger ale, but every other recipe I've seen says ginger beer. And we need 4 ounces of ginger beer, and I'm using a Fever Tree ginger beer. And I'm just going to put this directly into the shaker here. That way, it'll actually mix really well once I pour it in. Grab your Hawthorne strainer, and we're gonna add a couple chunks of fresh ice first. Maybe not that piece. Give it a bit of a pour. Now, Steve the bartender used a little bit of simple syrup in his, even though his recipe, the one he worked from, called for Demerara syrup. So I haven't put the syrup in because I'm following the original recipe. But it did call for some mint as a garnish. And I'm a huge fan of mint because of the smell. Make it look nice and pretty. Make it look nice and pretty, I say. Okay, well, it's kind of suffering very much like the person making the cocktail. Give it a smell. So of course, first thing you smell is some mint because it's right there under your nose and it gives you those floral smells. You smell a little bit of the ginger, not much. You don't really smell the gin or the brandy. It doesn't come through at you. That's good. Oh, that is good. The ginger beer is muted. The gin, you really don't notice. It's blended well with the brandy. It's nicely diluted. It's balanced quite well. In my opinion, I don't think you need the simple syrup that other recipes use. And I think it would be too sweet to use the ginger ale that you would see on liquor.com. And what I will do is I will put links to the liquor.com recipe and Steve the Bartender's video down below, just so you can see the different ways that you can make this. That'd be really good as a hangover cure, actually. A little bit of hair to the dog, tasty, oh yeah. Anyways, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the ingredients and the method of how to make this down in the description down below. If you wanna see the other two videos that I'm going to make on this for the Dying Bastard and the Dead Bastard, hit the likes up and leave a comment down below for me. And if this is your first time to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification. That way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. Give us a thumbs up for an awesome drink, and we'll see you next time. The joke said that, which, you know what? I guess just booze them up a bit more and you can sell some more of